One of the greatest things that God gives us is our dreams. But one of the hardest things sometimes to do is make those dreams come true. And today we have someone who is living her dreams, and so much so that she has penned a new book called Designing Your Dreams. So please welcome my guest, celebrity stylist, and my dear friend, Gina La Morte.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, thanks.
Dreams is such a big thing. Everybody has one, whether you're asleep
Yep.
or you're awake. I'm happy to, as someone who I believe is living my dreams, to be living my dreams.
Yes, you are.
Awake.
Yes.
And you, the same thing. How did you come up with this book?
Well, you know, I've been working in fashion for 15 years, and so the whole concept of designing your dream is something that I personally lived out. I feel like I was so blessed to be able to live my dream of working in the fashion industry and becoming a celebrity stylist, working for magazines like Oprah and People Style Watch, and I felt like so many people kept coming to me saying, you know, how do I do what you do? Or how do I live out the dreams I have in my heart? And I have all these ideas. They just didn't know what to do about it or what the next step was.
Yeah.
So I just really felt passionate about putting a book together that could speak to them and give them the whole journey of what it looks like to achieve a dream, you know, from start to finish, so they don't quit in the middle.
Gina, this is such a gift.
Oh, thanks. I think so.
I mean, you are in fashion. You've been in fashion for years. Is that where designing your dream came from?
Exactly.
I
A
love
little
that.
bit of a little twist on, the fashion meets the dreams, because those were my two biggest passions, you know. Fashion has been my passion since I was like 12 years old. And so living all that through, but I've also had a passion to help other people find their dreams, and I had a passion to live out my own. So I just really felt like, you know, merging those two things together was just who I was, and I felt like that could be such a great gift to share with other people, because that's my passion now, and that's my new dream, is to help other people live their dreams.
So, okay, you can have more than one dream.
Oh, girl, yeah. Dreams can change, dreams can be buried, dreams can evolve. I've experienced it firsthand, you know. I had a dream of having my own magazine, of which I got to do back in 2008.
Which was awesome. Boho Mag, by the way. I loved it, yes.
And it was a huge dream, and we ended up being on newsstands and Whole Foods and Barnes & Noble and 37 other countries, and right next to Oprah, right next to Vogue. It was a huge dream. And then one day that dream died or was buried and sort of evolved into something else, and it moved from really a magazine to a movement. So it really was a shift in my consciousness in terms of like how I looked at my dream and how it changed. And I think that happens for a lot of people. Like they have this dream and this idea, and it evolves over time into something else. Wow. And they don't realize that it's, you know, if it seems like it's over, it's not dead, it's just evolving into another picture. Because we change as people,
and
right?
I was gonna say that. I mean, we're growing, we're learning, we're expanding, and I can't tell you how many people I've met while doing this show who have dreams and are either intimidated to follow them, or they've come to a challenge in the road. And I love what you say about how they evolve. You may think that something is dead in the ground, but it's just, it could have evolved to something else.
It could evolve.
What's my part?
Well, you know, I love when people say to me, oh, I've got this idea and I want to do this, and they, you know, they're so like pumped up about their idea, but they don't understand that there is a process. Again, just like the planting, just like the birthing, there's things that have to go on behind the scenes. You've got to do the work, right? You've got to do the dream. And
I love it. Do the dream. I love that.
Stop talking about it.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
do it.
Woo, that is so good. That's so good.
Yeah, and the first step is the hardest for so many people. Like they're just like, they have it, but they're afraid to jump off the cliff, you know? And so taking that first step of action into action, from idea into action, you want to say, okay, well, I've written it. Maybe the first thing for me, like I always talk about, is writing it, putting it down on paper. You've got to, it's just like a business, a dream. You've got to have a plan. And you've got to plan it out on paper to see like what it looks like, and let it evolve, and give yourself that brainstorming process of, these are my ideas, but you know, just flesh them out and give yourself time to do that. And then really from there, you're then going into an action plan. Well, what is going to be next? You know, so great, I've developed my foundation, I've got my architectural plan. But now I want to build the house.
We're designing the dream. Yes. How much of doing the dream, Gina, is perseverance?
Girl, it's probably 80 pages in the book. Seriously. You've got this idea, and you know how I really like to say it is you start with a Z. I feel like you get a picture from your creator about the end, like this Z, where you're gonna be flourishing and the ultimate living the dream.
Yeah.
But then you've got to work backwards to the A.
Yeah.
And so that A to Z is the middle. And that's where that perseverance comes in. And you're gonna go through challenges, you're gonna go through so many different things in your life that will change you and evolve you, that the dream is gonna develop, and it's gonna take on different forms. And there's gonna be things that make you wanna quit, or things that make you say, it's never gonna happen, but you have to persevere. That's the only reason dreams die, You can't quit. Like, quitting isn't an option.
Quitting is not an option. I love that. I mean, part of my own personal testimony in getting into news was just facing the no after 100th, after 1000th no, and just being resolved that quitting was just not an option. And that if I did, I was never going to get where it was that I wanted to go.
Yeah, and where you were meant to go.
Right.
Because I think that's so important. There's a difference between a career and a calling. And I feel like our calling is birthed in us. It's what's been given to us. It's our purpose.
Yeah.
And our career is maybe something we're driven for that trains us for our calling. Sacrifice is a huge part of it. When you're wanting to live a dream, you might have to sacrifice your money, your time, your social life, time on social media. I mean, do you know how many hours people spend on social media when they could be like living out their amazing destiny and they're just scrolling it away? I mean, you really got to think about, like, what am I going to sacrifice so I could focus on my dream coming true? And a lot of people don't realize there's a sacrifice, but at the same time,
that is a dirty word.
I know, right?
Is a
No
dirty
one wants
word.
to do that anymore.
What's been your personal journey to your own dreams?
I felt really blessed for I'd say, first half of my life to be able to live out my dreams. I wanted to go to FIT in New York City, and I saw that come true. I wanted to study in Paris and London and Milan fashion, and that came true. And I got to work as a stylist for a lot of great people like Oprah Magazine and People Style Watch and Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus, and that came true.
What is it that people can take from your book?
Really, I think truly what they're going to take away is learning that dreaming is not a cliche, and that there is a journey from your idea to the point of where you see your dream come to fruition. And within that journey, there are opportunities or there are obstacles, and you've got to choose. Obstacle or opportunity? No, I'm going to turn that obstacle into an opportunity to grow. And so that process is what it's all about, and I don't want people to quit in the middle, because that's where people lose it.
Gina, thank you so much for giving us this gift. It's time for people to start designing their dream. And you can get this book, Designing Your Dream by Gina La Morte, from Amazon or barnesandnoble.com.
Yep.
That's right. And it's just time.
It's time. It's just time for people to start living out their destinies. Do the dream.
It's so time for that. So amazing. We are not even halfway done with this conversation.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about why dreaming is not a cliche. And we are going to be right back with our amazing panel. And we're talking dreams today. We are having such a good time talking about dreams that we're going to keep it going. We have celebrity stylist and author back with us, Gina La Morte. We have motivational speaker and author, June Archer, here with us. And now we have Desiree Allen, executive visionary. Hey, y'all.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So Gina and I have been talking about dreams. She wrote this amazing book, Designing Your Dream. And it's really like, she said, a tool book for people to begin their dream, but have practical steps and follow it all the way through. You two deal with dreams and people who have them in a different way. Des, tell me about the work that you do at the Dream Center.
Absolutely. The Dream Center is a transformative space in Harlem where we really look to enliven the dreams of the community. And we believe that anyone's a dreamer at any age. So whether you're 7 or 70, we have folks who are coming in that place who get to take free programming that's around creative arts, leadership development, and economic empowerment. We figure that if you can come in there and something sparks in you, then you go out and you want to make change in your community, you want to make change in the world, and you want to make change with the people around you.
I love that. I mean, that's like, how many layers is that? How tiered is that? We went from just people to now you've changed like your entire world.
I think so, because I think often when we look at change, it seems like something that is way too big for us to accomplish, right? But if I just look at how I can change myself, my family, my block, and everybody is concerned with doing that, then you do eventually change the world. And so that's what I like. We start baby steps so that people really feel like it's something that's tangible for them to do.
One of the things that we said earlier is like, you can't believe in other people's dreams coming true if you don't believe that you can make your own dreams come true.
I think it's harder to believe in yourself sometimes than it is to see it happening with other people. You think it's not always possible for you, and so you see it happening. And I think it happens sometimes with celebrities where you think they're an overnight success, when in reality they did all this work on the back end. It's like the 90% of the iceberg that you don't see, and the 10% that's above the surface. And so we have to really be concerned with trying to do the baby steps to get to making our dreams come true. And sometimes it's harder to see that in ourselves.
June, tell me a bit more about what you do and how you motivate people.
Well, for me, it's trying to get people to realize their dreams on a lot of levels. And I think the first level is believing. So dreams do come true. All you have to do is believe. But when those dreams are realized, you just don't stop there. You have to find it within yourself to kind of find that thing that says, you know what, I've accomplished this. I've seen this come to fruition, but there are so many other dreams. For me, it's been becoming a recording artist. But that wasn't it. It just didn't stop there. It was running a record label. And after that, it wasn't, all right, I'm good with this, but I want to do something. I was being an entrepreneur. But then after that, it was, no, it's got to be more to life than just this. And it was, let's write a book. Okay, now we've written a book, so let's motivate people based on things that we talk about in this book. Then it's, okay, how do we reinvent ourselves once again? Because these were all dreams.
I really love your point about saying, you know, there's different seasons of your life that change, and so your dreams kind of follow those seasons of life, and there are new dreams all the time, and there's dreams in every aspect of your life. You know, there's personal dreams, professional dreams, spiritual dreams. Like, there's different parts of your life, and so there's dreams in all of those areas. And I think it's really important for people to realize that it doesn't have to be one big category, but you know, there's just like we're very complex, our dreams follow that same pattern.
And there's no expiration date.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think it's interesting because I think we do ourselves such a disservice when we think that we have one dream.
Yeah.
I kind of always hated when people said, oh, you have your soulmate, because I liken it to every snowflake is different. And it's like, you have this one snowflake, go find that one. And if you can't, like, too bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I kind of feel like your dreams, there are a whole lot of them, and you have the opportunity to play in life. Sometimes we're so concerned with doing right or wrong or getting it that we just don't play throughout life. And so I look at my dreams and going after things as a way of playing and enjoying my life truly. So I was a professional dancer. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Now I'm running a nonprofit. Really don't know what I'm doing, right? But I'm learning as I go. And I tell people all the time, I might leave next week and go join the circus.
Yeah.
Why not?
Right? But why not?
Yeah.
And then I'll do something else, but I'm living that out, and as long as I'm being true to myself, then I am living my dreams no matter what they look like.
Desiree, you're working in Harlem. Harlem has mixed communities and mixed economics. Do you ever come against people who are like, listen, I don't have the money to follow my dreams. I can't afford to follow my dreams. I've got to put food on the table. I've got to take care of these kids. I'm trying to put myself through school. I can't do it.
Absolutely, which are many of the people who walk through the doors, which is why we're committed to having all of our programming be free. And sometimes when things are free, they're not quality, but we work really, really hard to make sure that the programming is quality. So we do meditation, we do yoga. We just finished a program called Apprentice Project that set up entrepreneurs who have started their own businesses in screenwriting and film with persons who were interested in doing it, because sometimes you can't pay the tuition to go to school for free. And so that is really what we're interested in doing. And it, you know, there are many layers to following your dreams. It's not just following it. You have to know how to manage your finances. Right. You have to know the economic part. You have to know how to be a leader. And so we try to teach individuals all of that for free, because money can be a big hindrance in some ways for communities who feel like they are disenfranchised and marginalized.
Everybody has a dream. I just think we've heard it so much, you know. We've got to get out of that cliche, I think, and just have the conversation that it's much more personal. Yeah. You know, really is about you and your identity and living out the life that God's designed for you.
Then you're saying that following your dreams makes it seem like the dream is something that's external. But if you're saying it's something that's here, then my dream is me. When I walk, when I breathe, when I step. So I'm not following my dream. If I'm living to be the very best person and I am fully present in my body and who I am, then I am dream. I am my dream. I am the dream. I am that. And so in that way, by just being me, I am living out my dreams. And like you said, it's malleable, it's lucid, and it changes.
Yeah. And
I think the generations before us would have that train of thought because they come from hard work. They come from you get in, roll your sleeves up, and you dig in. For our generation, it's a little different. There's so many things that we've seen with social media, with just the marketing of sports and entertainment. The dreams have become so vivid. Like, wow, I could make money like David Beckham. I could make money like LeBron James. I could do what Jay-Z and Beyonce did. So it's easy because it seems tangible, but back in the day, growing up, coming from a West Indian household, it was you go to school, get a job. I come from Hartford, Connecticut. It's insurance capital of the world. Can't have a hard time getting a job or get a government job, right?
Yeah.
So it's the train of thought is different. So our generation is thinking a little different because now we're swinging for the fences.
And they're thinking different. However, dreams are not without work.
Not at all.
Absolutely.
Not at all.
You know, your parents, my parents said, hey, you know, go get a job. I'm sending you to college so you can work a job. But even with your dreams, I'm not absolved of work. And we talked about that. Like, I think sometimes that's why people may think it's cliche because it's like, oh, follow your dreams and it sounds lofty,
Puppy
you know.
dog and rainbows.
Right. Right. But in the part that's not being said is, oh, but do the work. Follow your dreams. Just know this is going to be work too.
The people that are looking to do that, and you say to them, I've written a book, or I've done this, I've opened up a center, I've written a book about my passion, and they think, oh, that's great because the level of playing is even because everyone has a Mac or everyone has CDJ, so that everyone thinks they're a DJ, but no one ever believes that you have to go in and do it. Everyone has a camera now, everyone thinks they're a director.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah.
there's a level of work where you have to really roll your sleeves up and really dig in, and when you tell people that, they're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Like,
And
5 to
sacrifice.
10 years would be
And
Sacrifice.
failure.
Oh yeah.
We had that
We don't
conversation.
want to talk about the
Yeah, we
fact
wanted
that you
to
are
have
just
that.
going to fail, and so just learn how to
just
fail
are.
quickly and
Right.
fail forward. So that when you fall, you just get up a little. Like the tireless nights, like even trying to do a startup, a nonprofit, and like I told my boss the other day, no, straight up, Google was my mentor. I didn't know how to do this, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it and made a lot of mistakes. But in that I've learned so much about myself, about my tenacity and my ability to do it. So if I could do it once, then that is a transferable skill to me. The tenacity and the things that you need, then I can do that here, I can do that somewhere else. And I think that that's what a lot of people don't always have. And I think part of the work too is that sometimes you have to follow someone else's dream in a sense before you get to yours. So in a sense, I am doing a nonprofit, but it's not my dream. I'm literally living out someone else's dream and being faithful in that. And when I am faithful in that, and if I can give all of my efforts 100% to someone else's dream, then how much more to my own?
Are you living your dreams?
I'm living a few of them. There's so many more, as we stated earlier. Right now, it's just being obedient to what is in front of me. And when I say being obedient, when I decided to work on my book, it was a matter of just really trying to change people's perspectives in life. When you wake up in the morning, our news is social media. And if you're waking up to people that are on your timeline that are negative, they don't want to go to work, something happened to their spouse, they broke up with somebody broke up with them. If you don't change your timeline and clean it up, right, you're gonna have issues. So I just set out to change people's perspective and just putting out something motivational, inspirational every morning.
And I'll just say, June has cleaned up my timeline. I recommend everyone to follow June Archer on Instagram because it's what you put out there is so
It's important.
Will you accept
inspiring.
me if I
gotta get you through the right channels, and we're gonna make it happen.
I'll work on it.
And also, I think what's really important about what you said is your dreams solve a problem, and they solve somebody else's problem.
That is good.
Yes.
And so that's the key to really dreams, you know? I mean, it's always about somebody else. It's just not completely inclusive. And you solved people's problems. You filled a need that they had of inspiration. And so, you know, he did a service by putting his book together.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's the same thing with me, and I'm sure that's the same with the Dream Center. It's really about other people, you know, and if we focus on others, I think that's really why we're here and why we exist and what dreams are about anyway.
So the last thing we like to do on our panel is the speed round. And the speed round is where I give you guys a word or a phrase, and you tell me the first thought that comes to your mind, and you keep going until I say stop. Follow your dreams.
They point to your destiny.
Be your dream.
Magic.
Unicorns.
Impossible, but possible.
Unthinkable.
Tension.
Sacrifice.
Empowering.
Reward.
Risk-taking.
Inspirational.
Cliffhanger.
That's it. That's it. Thank you guys so much
Thank you.
for this conversation. I love it. I feel like we debunked whether or not following your dreams is cliche. It is real. And dreams are tangible because we are our dreams and we are tangible. We were somebody's dream.
Yes.
We were somebody's dream. So clearly we are, you know, we're the manifestation of someone's dreams, but even the things we pursue are tangible.
Yeah.
Like our dreams are real. So I thank you guys so much for your input, and hopefully, I know we did. I know that we inspired someone else to follow their dreams.
Uh-oh, fresh off the jet dress, fresh in the flyway. Louis Vuitton pop tags right on the runway. Vertical drop top phantom right for the sun. Destination Cali, LAX all through the month. Hey, hey. Hollywood, always up to no good. All the ladies walking around looking good as they could. In the best Christian Dior dress with a good shoe by Jimmy Choo. Dressed to impress, necklace filled with baguettes. Watch Audemars Piguet. Sable to Ferragamo for the threads, nothing less. From New York to Cali, say Cali to LAX. We ball out with money, black cards, or written checks. Hit resorts to chill, summer house with triple decks. Boat rides on yachts, water skis, or even jet sip. Crisp red wines, all drinks that are the best. In the back of the Phantom Presidential, not nothing less. Holly
We
C.
live that life, and it feels so right. Do whatever we want tonight, 'cause we just living our life. Private jet ride tonight is how we take our flight. From coast to coast tonight, 'cause we just living our life.
Doors open, suicide, set foot outside. Time 1 o'clock on the Shine, Rodeo Drive. No window shopping in mind, I see it, I'm copping. The shoes, the clothes, the luxury out.